Hello, it is World Wide Web. No, it is not. It is Topical Tuesday, final day of January the 31st, 2023. Steve Sipress here. Gorgeous sunset going on behind me. And what is coming up right here in Phoenix, Arizona is the Super Bowl with some kind of Roman numerals after it. I don't follow the thing anymore. I don't pay any attention to it. I don't give a crap about anything about it. However, can still make money with it. And so it is on people's minds, at least here in the US. People are talking about it. It's still a big deal. And so you ought to use the Robert Collier principle. He's the one almost 100 years ago who came up with a statement that you want to enter the conversation already going on in your prospect's mind. So if your prospects are thinking about the Super Bowl, and certainly here in Phoenix, it's going to be a week long of parties and full hotels, and all the cabs will be gone, and all the restaurants, and lots of money coming in here, lots of excitement, all kinds of things going on. And if you're in one of the two cities or four, I think they're down to two, so whatever the two cities are where the teams are left, there's probably tremendous excitement. However, overall, it's a big event. Like 90 or 100 million people will watch this thing every year, and is the most expensive ads running on the Super Bowl, I believe. Again, I don't pay attention, but I think they still, by far, have the most expensive ads. So it's a big deal. Now, you might hear all over the place people saying things like, we're having a mattress sale, the big game sale. They call it the big game. They don't say it's a Super Bowl sale. They don't say they're having a Super Bowl party. They don't say, here's the deal. The NFL, of course, has a trademark on the phrase Super Bowl. And according to what very little I know of trademark law, yes, I have a law degree from almost 40 years ago now. Not a lawyer, certainly not a trademark lawyer. But I believe one of the basic tenets of trademark law is if you do not enforce your rights, you can lose your rights. So they have the trademark on it, and they have to enforce it. Pretty much, not all the time or whatever, and they don't have to go overzealously like some companies do. But the Super Bowl, has their brand and their image, and so they might not want every single local business owner and car dealership and mattress salesperson and whatever to tie their event to the NFL, just in case something happens, just in case they don't like what's going on, as if anything a local business could do could possibly be anywhere near as bad as just about anything the NFL does, which is notoriously a ridiculously stupid corporation that does a lot of crappy things. But I digress. However, if you, a lot of times there's confusion here, because you'll see like on the news, they'll say like, oh, the newscaster will say the big game is next week. Now, look, there's no trademark in the world that can stop a news reporter from writing a story or reporting on TV or radio or social media about an event and naming the event. Okay, so look it up, ask an attorney if you want. If you're naming the event like I am, the Super Bowl is going to be happening. But I'm not going to say that on that day I will record the Steve Sipress Super Bowl video. Like, I'm not going to do that, right? So be careful, tiptoe around the phrase Super Bowl, but you don't have to bend over backwards to sound like a complete imbecile and call it the big game, which, by the way, I think I read years ago that the NFL tried to trademark the phrase the big game because everybody said, oh, if they're going to, be all over us for calling it the Super Bowl, let's just call it the big game. And Super Bowl said, well, now let's trademark that. But I think they were denied, which is why you see all over the place people saying we're having a sale for the big game. Flat screen TVs to watch the big game. Come on in and get a whatever, case of beer to watch the big game. We're having a big game party for the big game. As if anyone doesn't know what it is. So the whole thing is ridiculous. Check it out, look it up. But one thing you should be doing, I think I don't know, is it a week? Is it next Sunday or the week after? It's a week or two away, and you ought to be incorporating it in your messaging, your advertising, your marketing, unless, of course, you have an audience that doesn't give a crap about it, or even worse, thinks negatively about the NFL or football or sports in general or whatever it is. But there's lots of things you can do, lots of ideas, lots of ways you can incorporate it into your advertising and marketing and sales, especially if you're in one of the three cities where it's a big, big deal, and that would be the two home cities of the teams that are playing, and the home city of the stadium where it's being played in, which, since it's here in Phoenix, I'm pretty sure I would have heard if the Arizona Cardinals, I think they're called, if they would have made the Super Bowl. I'm pretty sure they didn't. So there's got to be two cities, and the third one where the Super Bowl is, where it's on the tip of the tongue of everybody's talking about it. But even elsewhere, find ways, suggesting that you find ways to incorporate it into your advertising, marketing, and messaging and sales that you're putting out. And if you want any help with that, we can brainstorm, and I can give you all kinds of ideas from decades of doing just that with dozens, if not hundreds, of different businesses that I have helped over the years. Go to helpfromsteve.com, and I will help you to use the Super Bowl to make money. That'll do it for tomorrow's World Wide Web Wednesday. That'll do it for Topical Tuesday, January 31st, 2023. I don't know why I'm so much in a rush to be done with this month and get into the next one, but I will see you there tomorrow. Over and out. Bye-bye.